You know what I'm talking about? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. You know what I'm talking about? What's good with the people? How's y'all doing on When We Wrong Wednesday? He say, when we wrong Wednesday? What are you talking about, baby? Cuz, we gonna get into it. But before we do that, what's good? People like hee hee ha ha. You know what I'm talking about? Wise, man. You know what I'm talking about? Ken in the pen, man. All my folks incarcerated. All my folks who ain't, man. Everybody on the bottom of this thing. Everybody on the top of that thing, man. Keep that head up. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Did I say Ken in the pen? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in stores now, man. You can go and get you one off of 76 MacArthur Giants Liquors, what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man? You can go get you some off of 82nd Hillside Barbershop. You know what I'm talking about? They say somebody putting them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. Now you know, because I tell you every morning, but just in case you forgot, you know what I'm talking about? Now you know. You come get them things from me. They say do the sprinkler, baby, cuz. I'm talking about sprinkler sister on you. Also in stores. Funkadelic trying, man. Go get you one. But if all else fails, and I mean if all else fails, man, you can go and grab you some of them things off of Amazon. Make sure you copy you a hardback, man. What's that? Swing that finger, young man. You know what I'm talking about? Swing that finger. Come on with it, man. Worldwide INC, come on with it, baby, cuz. Worldwide Incorporated, come on with it, baby, cuz. You know what I'm talking about? Worldwide, you know what I'm talking about? They're gonna say, what does that mean? And I'm gonna tell you continuously, it means everybody, man. Everybody included. You know what I'm talking about? And Dougal, Mike, Lil Rue, not Lil Rube, Lil Rue. You know what I'm talking about? Tata the player, that's who comes next, man. Same thing, bruh. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on the top of that thing, man. Keep that head up. Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. Now let's get through these disclaimers. You know what I'm talking about? But before we do that, mama says, and mama always says, boy, brush them whiskers when you're on TV. Even if they got a hole in them. You know what I'm talking about? Even if they got a hole in them. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles. And that's another thing, man. Before we get into the disclaimers, man, because somebody always asking me that shit trying to be funny. I already got a video about what happened to my mustache. But to everybody who keep asking me that shit thinking it's funny, what happened to your mustache? What happened to my mustache is the same thing that happened to your bitch head. You know what I'm talking about? It fell out. You know, it isn't there anymore. You know what I'm talking about? But unlike your bitch, I ain't gonna go find a piece of wig to put on my lip. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just gonna, you know what I'm talking about? I'm just gonna stay bald headed. Yeah, I see you fuck it. That's what happened to my mustache. It fell out like the hair in back of your bitch. You know what I'm talking about? That's what happened to it. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you pull your bitch wig off and you feel that soft scalp. You know what I'm talking about? That's what happened this right here. You know what I'm talking about? Soft scalp. But I ain't putting no wig on. Nah, man. I'm gonna leave my shit bald headed. You know what I'm talking about? And where's we at, man? Oh yeah, now good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug users. Good brother like me, I don't promote no alcohol consumption. Hold on. I don't good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug sellage. Now I don't promote no alcohol consumption. You know what I'm talking about? Don't take a sip of that shit. Oh man, don't do it. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no crime. I don't promote no crime. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, I don't promote no violence. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no domestic violence. You know what I'm talking about? Keep your hands off the people. People, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Don't, you know what I'm talking about? Promote, you know what I'm talking about? No, negativity, you know what I'm talking about? No. No, man, me, man, I don't promote shit. They was talking to me. All I promote is y'all go ahead and do what you're going to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen, because we just don't know how much of it we got. But a good brother like myself, I ain't prejudiced. Nah, man. Good brother like myself, I ain't got nothing against the sexually different. You know, a good brother like myself, I ain't got nothing against the little people. Nah, man. Me, I ain't got nothing against nobody. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me. I just love me some everybody. You know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. You know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace, and you know what I'm talking about, that joy, you know what I'm talking about, and that love, you know what I'm talking about, that love. Back to YouTube community, man. You with me? Come on over here, fuck with your partner, man. I check it out. Come fuck with nigga one time. Man, what's good with it? What am I looking for? I don't know. Oh man, what's good with it? How's y'all doing on this when we was wrong Wednesday? Say what we talking about, bro? We gonna get into it. Shout out to everybody who don't like magicians but still be tricking him. Abracadabra. I see you. Fuck it. Oh, them they go AF right there. We ain't fucking with your man. Ain't fucking with your man. Him. I'm talking about. Tell you all right over you. Say what we talking about today, bruh. When we was wrong. Gonna be a little short one. They gonna say, bruh, you always say that, then you be up here for 30, 38 minutes. You know what I'm talking about? What's good with the people though? When we was wrong, man. You know what I'm talking about? They say when we was wrong? Yeah, when we was wrong. You see, I got one called We Was Wrong. Go check it out. But this is When We Wrong. You know what I'm talking about? When We Wrong Wednesday it is. They say, bro, what are you talking about when we wrong? Now just look, I ain't talking about everybody. I'm just talking about, listen, man. Once again, I'm going to throw this out there. I just be talking about behaviors in the world, y'all. You get what I'm saying? That's all I be talking about. But when we wrong, we somehow we don't have the same spunk as when we right. You get what I'm saying? Because in today's time, as people, we put ourselves in the positions of the know-it-all. You get what I'm saying? And that's how we always get into the great debates. Because we want to battle like what we know. It's like, tell me, have y'all ever seen this? Somebody arguing about the Bible. You know what I'm talking about? But they coming from the standpoint of, no, this is what this meant. And you know what I'm talking about? Like that. It's something like that. Because as people, we've put ourselves in the spirit, like I say, of the know-it-all. So we be coming around and we be going to fight with what we know. You get what I'm saying? And this is what we come around with all these numbers and all these statistics and all this. You get what I'm saying? But I notice when we wrong, like we say we wrong. No, I'm wrong as a motherfucker. Then I try to change it hella quick. You get what I'm saying? I get off to this shit I was wrong on, then I try to change it to something else I could be right on. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just here to tell you when you wrong, man. And there ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. And now I guess that's gonna be the moral of this story. Like, you're not gonna die if you wrong, folks. You get what I mean? You might, just depend on what you wrong about. You know what I'm talking about? But what I'm gonna say, don't blow your nose, don't count. Sorry, mama. You know what I'm talking about? Top of the world, mama. Top of the world. You know what I'm talking about? I did all that and I gotta blow my nose again, mama. Sorry, mama. But on some real shit. There ain't nothing wrong with being wrong, folks. You know what I'm talking about? I keep telling you, a lot of times that's how you get it right, being wrong. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you just gotta fuck up on what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? You gotta get it wrong a few times to get it right. You get what I'm saying? I'm just here to tell you, bro, there ain't nothing wrong with being wrong, man. All that shit comes with part of being a player, man. Like, my bad, folks. You get what I'm saying? And when you wrong, you just got to understand, like, you might want to analyze that so you won't be the same kind of wrong. You get what I'm saying? But as people, I don't really think we do that. I think we'd be like, oh, I'm wrong. And then we look for the next place where we could be right at. Never even going over where we were wrong at. Coffee Chronicles. And once again, when you do that, you don't really give yourself a chance to check yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So you might, it's a possibility that you might keep running into the same thing where you were wrong at. You know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of us be wrong just trying to be right all the time. You get what I'm saying? Because for some reason we get satisfaction out of I told you so. So we travel this world trying to put ourselves in a position where we could tell you, I told you so. You know what I'm talking about? But once again, ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. That comes with part of being a player. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Nephew, sis, old bed, old lady. He all talk about it's just a part of life, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. But now, like we would do hella shit just for us not to be wrong. You know what I mean? We'll be wrong as a motherfucker. We'll do something, know we wrong, and then we'll go back trying to some shit like this. Like say you stole something. Somebody seen you steal it. But you didn't convince the motherfucker who saw you steal it. Now you and this motherfucker then came up with a plan to say somebody else stole it. Now you know you wrong as a motherfucker, but to cover up your wrong, there you go with the elaborate plan, the cover up. Coffee Chronicle. I don't know, man. It just ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't talking about if you planned on being wrong either. I ain't talking about you came in this, no, you was trying to do wrong. I ain't talking about no shit like that. I'm just talking about if you know you wasn't wrong and you happen to end up being wrong, folks. It ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm talking about? I would just say, like when I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong. Especially if I didn't know I was wrong, then I find out I was wrong. I was wrong, my bad. Then I try to analyze that. You get what I'm saying? Because in life, like, we just gonna be wrong. We just are. Because you always can't be right. You get what I'm saying? But, like, the areas you really don't want to be wrong on, folks, is your judgment and, like, knowledge of yourself. You don't want to be wrong on them two things, man. What do you say, knowledge of yourself? What do you mean being wrong and knowledge of yourself? I'm going to give you an example. So here we go. You know what I'm talking about? Now we all right here. Now we talking about selling some drugs. You get what I'm saying? So everybody around here, you know, we done came up with this plan. You just ready for it. You know what I'm talking about? Now we start selling drugs. You get what I'm saying? Now we get caught. Now you thought you was ready to sell drugs until we got caught. You know what I'm talking about? Then that jail time and then all this old shit looming. You know what I'm talking about? And then you end up putting yourself in a situation where, you know what I'm talking about, it'd be worse for you. You get what I'm saying? You gotta have knowledge of yourself. You gotta, like, that's what I mean by when you doing something, bro, you gotta go over it. Like the consequences, the perks, basically the pros and the cons. But like when we used to jump in the dope games, like everybody just went over the pros. Nobody went over the cons. Everybody just went over the pros. You know what I'm talking about? We finna be high side in front of East Mall. You know what I'm talking about? We finna be in Cougars and Mustangs, Cadillacs. You know what I'm talking about? We finna have all the bitches. We finna have all the, oh, you know what I'm talking about? We finna be smoking weed. Ain't nobody ever said they gonna come around here and rob. Hey, the police gonna come. You know what I'm talking about? I'm finna tear my whole motherfucking damn near ACL through jumping over this goddamn bar. Like you just don't add up the cons. You don't. So you got to know what you're ready for yourself. Because that's something you don't want to be wrong on. You just don't. You don't want to be wrong on your, like basically knowing what you'll do yourself. And you don't want to be really wrong on your judgment. Because all that shit is going to take you the furthest in life. Knowing what you will do, knowing what you won't do, and knowing what type of motherfuckers to have around you. You feel me? Because my whole life, I'm gonna tell you what I've been seeing. Like say like how is it? All right, just say it's a bitch. I don't know why bitches always do this, but like bitches have some kind of weird ass connection with their family. You get what I'm saying? So like this bitch would be acting like her family doing something to her, but really you don't even have to go be around these motherfuckers. But for some reason, you keep placing yourself around these motherfuckers. Then you complain about like that shit don't make no sense to me because you could just take yourself out that whole situation. You know what I mean? You could take yourself out that whole situation, but it seems like to me it always seemed like you just like going over here so you can have something to talk about because you don't have to go over there. Because I'm one of them motherfuckers like if you present a problem, then I present a solution, and you don't want to take the solution, I don't want to hear about the problem no more. I just don't. Cause it's like there's a way to fix it. You just don't want to fix it. You get what I'm saying? Cause a lot of it's always a way to fix something, folks. Whether you wrong or right, it's always a way to fix something, folks. It just is. And a lot of times we could fix shit by just admitting we wrong. My bad, folks. But we be having, I'm one of the motherfuckers that got it just with y'all. So much pride, so much, that pride. I get it. You feel me? Cause I'm one of the motherfuckers myself, old prideful motherfuckers. And all the time, that shit ain't, a lot of times, that's where we wrong at. That motherfucking pride. It is. You know what I mean? But we all in this thing together, man, and we trying to figure it out right here with you, man. Right here with you, man. We trying to figure it out. We'll figure it out, man. We'll figure it out. But on this, when we wrong Wednesday, ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. That's if you don't know you're wrong. Now, there's something wrong if you just came up in this motherfucker and you knew what you was doing wrong. You get what I'm saying? That's a whole different situation. You get what I'm saying? But like if you don't know you wrong and you end up being wrong, ain't nothing wrong with that, folks. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You live, you learn. You get what I'm saying? And to the people out there, it ain't when you are wrong, it's like it's just a good thing to sit down and go over shit, period. When it comes to yourself, man, you just gotta analyze shit sometime, man. You just gotta kick on back, take yourself away from all the bullshit, and just put yourself in a meditation space or whatever. And you just gotta think, folks. You just gotta think. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta analyze shit yourself. Because the thing is, people, we never like to put the spotlight on ourselves. You get what I'm saying? And by putting the spotlight on yourself, you can save yourself hella turmoil. You just can, bruh. Because the way you move, you gonna get yourself into whatever you get yourself into. It all starts with you. That's why it's really good to be one with yourself. You know what I'm talking about? And just understand yourself. That's why it's very good to be on one accord with your motherfucking self, y'all. You get what I'm saying? You gotta know you first. You just do, man. You gotta know you first. Because it's people, it's like with the old people. Old people can never be wrong. You get what I'm saying? It's either you wrong or y'all both right. And I think as people, we starting to we be on that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wrong, we both right. You know what I'm talking about? You like until you see where you moving wrong at, you might not even be able to ever move right. You get what I'm saying? You always gotta you gotta correct the weak links in yourself. You gotta see where you doing shit at. But if you one of them people that can't never see where you doing shit at, like it might be a rough road for you folks. You know what I'm talking about? Because it ain't gonna never be you. It's always gonna be somebody else. So whatever problem you ever have, it's always gonna be somebody else's fault. And I mean that's cool too if you do that. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. You know what I'm talking about? That's cool too. But you gotta start with yourself, man. When we wrong Wednesday. You feel me? You got to start with yourself, man. You got to tie up the loose ends within yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like I can see it myself. Like say I'm on a spurt, I'm on one. I know when I'm drinking too much. I know when I'm doing something too much. Like myself gonna let me know. So I'm going to back up off of it. You get what I'm saying? Because I peep where my bad is at. And just as people, we got to go over ourselves. You get what I'm saying? But as people, we like to go over what everybody else did. You know what I'm talking about? You got to go over yourself too, man. You got to see how you either allowed this. You got to see what was the reason. How did you even get over here? You get what I'm saying? How did you walk yourself into that? Because if you don't correct that about yourself, you're gonna continuously being over here and walking yourself into shit. Because you can't see where the you know what I'm talking about, where you need the where the loose link, where the weak link in you at. You know what I'm talking about? You can't. Because people can. That's what I always tell my daughter. It is. Because people can. You come around people, and I've been watching this shit ever since I was little, bruh. Like how people will use your downness. That's why you don't never try to prove yourself to people, because people will use that part of you up. They will. Because you got to realize it's like for every genuine motherfucker there is, bruh, it's 100 rotten motherfuckers. It didn't used to be like that, but it is. Now it is. It didn't used to be, but now it is, bruh. So for every genuine motherfucker you meet, it's going to be 100 rotten ones. And if you're not tight and somebody else is tight, you know what I'm talking about, and they got the wrong intentions, they going to walk you into something, folks, because they see where you not tight at. And it's just that simple. That's why I tell you, and I thank my daddy, I thank the Lord, you know what I'm talking about? I do. One of my best qualities as a person is the ability to break game down while it's being ran. Always been my, you know what I'm talking about? No, I see this, you know what I'm talking about? I walk in there, bruh, you ain't even got to say nothing. I been peeped, niggas keep looking at each other and giving, I been peeped all that. You feel what I'm saying? I been peeped all that, man. I see everything, even when I don't want to. I see everything, folks, even when I don't want to. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't know, folks. But what I will tell you is people don't care. Some people do, and I ain't talking about all people, but y'all get what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about? I can't even say the majority. I can just tell you I know people don't care. Some people don't care. So if people, like, you got to realize if somebody don't give a fuck about themselves, they don't give a fuck about you. It's just like if somebody can't see themselves doing something, ain't no way in the world they can see you doing it. And I think that's what kills a lot of motherfuckers' motivation, and I think that's what dampers people's spirit. I do. And I think other people try to dampen people's spirit on purpose. I do. You get what I'm saying? That's why you got to protect your own energy, folks. It's up to you to protect your own peace. It just is, bruh. That's why your peace really can't be connected to nothing but you. Because if it's connected to something else or somebody else, it's going to be easier to disturb your peace. Because if your piece is ice cream, all I got to do is come up with some kind of way where you can't get no ice cream. Now you're not at peace. For real. But when we wrong, we wrong. You get what I'm saying? When we wrong, folks. Ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. And at the same time, man, you have to go. Instead of us using our detective skills for all the shit we do, bro, we never use that shit for ourselves. To identify how we should move and do shit, man. And you gotta work on yourself first, man. You just do. Because if you don't, you're just gonna keep on running into the same shit that you run into, man. You just are. At some point, man, you gotta make an adjustment. And I know that shit just comes with living and getting older and all that shit. But at some point, you gonna have to make an adjustment in your game. You get what I'm saying? It just is because like it was just like me, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? I'm in Oakland and all the shit. You know what I'm talking about? Let me go and get away from here. I move somewhere else. Somehow I'm still in all the shit. You know what I'm talking about? Go somewhere else. You know what I'm talking about? New start. Somehow I'm still in all the shit. That's me, y'all. That ain't got nothing to do, man. That's why I say no matter where the fuck you go, there you are. That was me, man. So if you like, that's why I be trying to explain to you, whatever kind of person you is, you're taking that person to wherever you go. You get what I'm saying? Whatever you is, you taking that with you wherever you go. So you just gotta work on what you is. You feel me? It took me years, y'all. It took me years. Hella wasted time on my life. Hella jail sentences. Just hella shit, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? Motherfuckers dying. You know what I'm talking about? Getting shot, getting stabbed. You know what I'm talking about? Just all kind of unnecessary ass shit, bruh. Before a nigga just really sat down and looked at himself. Because that shit just don't follow you. You follow you. You get what I'm saying? And then it wasn't until I just realized that, man, I start, you know what I'm talking about, getting new parts on myself that I was able to even, you know what I'm talking about, understand that shit a little bit. I'm still trying to figure it out a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? I still got flaws and shit I'm trying to change by myself, y'all. I really ain't got no room to criticize nobody else. I don't even be trying to criticize y'all. I just see the way that we going, bruh. Ain't the way. I could just tell you all these ways and shit gonna hinder us somehow. Because they ain't cool ways. They not. They ain't never been cool ways. It ain't. Just like snitching ain't never been cool. But you say somebody snitch now, you ain't even worried about that shit. That shit like, you see how they done just, they normalize that shit, bruh. That shit used to come with consequences, bruh. Motherfuckers proud to say they told now, you know what I'm talking about? Or they'll call the police on you. It's just like, that's what that shit breeds, bruh. And you're not gonna see it till you start seeing 5-year-olds say shit like that. And then that's when motherfuckers gonna be like, the world is crazy. No, it ain't crazy, bruh. Shit ain't crazy at all. It's just what the fuck you comply to. You got your own amount of resistance. When we wrong, we wrong. And it's like, I feel like the whole world know we wrong. But instead of us admitting we wrong, we keep trying to justify the shit we doing. We can always justify something we doing, especially if you doing it. You can always justify it, man. But we know we wrong. We do. But what do I know? Only you could prevent forest fires. And if you don't remember nothing else, always remember, it don't cost nothing just to show a little bit of that love.